Hi all, this is Lunarticks Tarot, and this reading is for the Cancerian energy in September 2018. And it looks like we have a need to find balance at this time, commit to balance at this time. Some Cancerians are also looking at some legal matters, handling some legal matters this month concerning a partnership in their life, a significant partnership. But I also think that there's the message here that there is a need for us to find, again, balance, truth, fairness, amidst a lot of change, chaos, things that are falling apart and falling away. There is a need for us to find what we are committed to, what relationships and partnerships and commitments of ours we can find truth and balance in. And if things are falling away from us at this time, falling out of our lives at this time, hopefully we can allow that precise and impartial truth that the Justice card always reminds me of to cut out the untrue things then and let those things be what falls away from us. So let's take a look at September's energies. Let's see how Virgo season plays out, how Libra season begins. And I do want to encourage you all to check out any reading or sign that calls to you. Your moon, your ascendant, your sun, Venus, Mars, any placement, of course, or even any energy that you may be lacking in your life or that simply interests you right now. I've heard a couple of readers that I like saying that lately, and I want to join in on that encouragement. I think it's actually really important that we point that out and seek guidance, connection, messages where our intuition pulls us, because we do all have an area of our life ruled by each of these 12 energies that we separate these readings into. And, we aren't all able to dissect our astrological birth chart, even if we do know, some of the energies and aspects in the chart, but we can follow our intuition about where these messages may be for us, about what energy, like I said, might be lacking from our life, what energy of our own we need to heighten at any certain time. It's just sort of just right in line with if your body is craving a particular food outside of emotional cravings, but if your body is or addictions, but if you're otherwise healthy and you're craving a particular food, it's likely that your body is calling for whatever it needs, whatever nutrients it needs in that food at that time. So if you have a particular interest in Leo, but no Leo in your chart, maybe you need to embody those energies. Okay, that's plenty about that. So much time on intros. So this will be, as I said, an overview of September. Looks like you're gaining Cancers. I was just about to say it feels like you don't really, you wouldn't really like to talk. so to speak. So I'll just force it out of you. Okay, I'll let you look at this reading now that it's down with me. Yeah, it looks like you're gaining this month. That's what the Five of Pentacles normally denotes to me. Like, you don't really need support financially or otherwise. And it may be a collaborative effort. That may be a product of your own efforts, and because you're working with other people, relying on other people, etc. But you're in a position where you're gaining, not losing, not feeling without. Probably financially for most, but again, it can be any earthly resource, your time, your energy in general. And at the same time, you have the Eight of Swords is what you're facing. So either your own victim mentality is an obstacle this month, or you're dealing with someone else who's presenting a victim mentality. And whomever's it is, you just need to have patience with it. Let's get a clarifier card on the Eight of Swords showing up as what Cancers are facing. The Eight of Swords, of course, is almost always someone who's trapped by their own thoughts. They're blind to something. So whomever that is, that's acting like they don't have the information they need to help themselves, like they don't know what to do next, how to take care of XYZ, this situation, that situation, themselves in general for some, whomever that is, they're actually showing up as the High Priestess. They have the secrets that they are asking for. They hold the secrets to their own mental anguish, to the questions that they're presenting, either verbally or in action and attitude toward the world. Again, this could be you or someone close to you. And you just need to have patience with that person, because, be it yourself or someone else, I think because those answers are there, and you will be able to pull them out of yourself or whomever this individual is quicker and with more ease if you are gentle. Instead of critical of their victim mentality. And that's not to speak to whether or not that's fair, or how a victim mentality should be treated, or that's also not to speak to how hard, difficult, or easy it is for someone to be easy on themselves, if that's what you're looking at. But it's just the truth. You catch more flies with honey. you be easy about this flaw and this fault, and quickly this individual, be it yourself or someone else, will desire to realize that they hold the secrets that will free them from whatever situation they're trapped in. And it may very well be that have to do with this financial gain we were talking about. As I said, it might be a collaborative effort. So we may feel Cancers this month free of some financial burdens, for example, but it's a result of a loan or accepting help from someone else in some way. That might have something to do with this victim mentality, this mental anguish, this trap. The advice is the Eight of Cups reversed. I'd like a clarifier card on that as well. One or two maybe. I don't really want three. The Ace of Cups is new love, renewed love, sharing intensely. Reverse, sometimes it's unrequited love. Some Cancers may need to accept an unrequited love situation, because we do have the Three of Swords reversed, which speaks of healing to me, showing up as the clarifiers. That's not for all Cancers, just for some. This does seem to be a month, though, September 2018, for Cancer, for the Cancerian energy of meeting ourselves in some way. Meeting and or mastering a part of ourselves, as the Queen of Cups often does represent Cancer to me. Meeting an empathetic part of ourselves, a part of us that primarily feels, learning how to feel our way through our life even more than we already do, becoming even more insightful about ourselves or a particular person, situation that we're dealing with. And hopefully we're always progressing in those ways, right? But there are so many lessons to be learned and logistics in life to be dealt with that can't always be true. It is at this time. It is sometime in September for us, which is amazing. And hopefully aids in this healing that we're going through now. It's because it's not unrequited love for every Cancer. But there's certainly a healing and something that we want to heal from on our own without sharing too intensely with anyone concerning that matter. Not yet, anyway. So something that was tragic to us at a time that we're still healing from. We're all always healing. But we're just still fragile, still sensitive. And showing empathy for ourselves and others will propel that healing forward. And we have the Ten of Cups underneath of the Queen of Cups here as well, suggesting to me that in meeting ourselves, those parts of ourselves that I was just talking about, we're also able to reach emotional fulfillment through that healing. I'm sorry, I'm stammering over my words. There are so many different messages here. but yeah, meeting those parts of ourself, meeting that new version of ourself, maybe for some, is what I'm trying to say. And healing even on our own if we don't intend to share intensely with others about that healing, especially if it is from an unrequited love situation. Will lead to emotional fulfillment. And also, there's also a message here, though, not to be afraid to let love in at the same time. Now, we don't have to share intensely with others in detail or at all about what it is we are healing from or about. Okay, so you don't have to, show your hand or talk about things that make you uncomfortable in any way. But at the same time, simultaneously, we don't want to close ourselves off from love, from letting love in. We don't have to share those parts of ourselves to share some certain chosen parts of ourselves. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Okay, so I need to wrap this up for us, Cancers, but I am going to pull a future card from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. You also have the Queen of Swords showing on the bottom of the Clarifier deck now, and the Ace of Swords as the energy that you're moving away from or out of. So it looks like in the recent past, probably August, we learned a truth, had the opportunity to communicate with someone, and learned a significant truth that changed the shape of our immediate world. We had the opportunity to, most of us, solve a problem in our lives, be the problem solver in our lives, and to use our mind to rectify a situation. And it landed us, as I had described, in this present situation where we are gaining, but it is perhaps a collaborative effort. Nonetheless, and either way, it's a period of gaining in September that we feel and know, and in a deep subconscious level is to be celebrated. And we have the Nine of Air in its blocked position as the future card. So what we're looking at in Libra season, moving into October, most likely. Then the King of Air is on the bottom of the deck as well. I want to leave him here to match the Queen of Swords. And she's back to back with the Queen of Cups here, as if to say, yes, you're inspecting your emotions and your I think your mental and emotional mastery is balanced at this time, Cancers. I think that's why Libra showed up at the beginning. That's why the Libra card, rather, the Justice card, showed up at the beginning. You do have the High Priestess here. If this is you in the center of your reading, most likely is. But also, these two queens back to back are saying, I won't deny the truth that I see. The truth that you've recently been given, most likely, is a big part of what we're referring to. And I will cut out energies that don't serve me, that would serve to harm me. And at the same time, with the Queen of Cups at her back in the other direction, you are exercising your empathy to the utmost degree for yourself and for others. those two things don't contradict one another. It's not cruel of you in any way to demand respect and honesty, or any of us for that matter, right? So we are looking at the 9 of air. And I also feel that with the Queen of Swords right next to the King of Swords here, it's as if to say this, for some of us Cancers, we're only growing and gaining and becoming more masterful in that ability to discern truth, to feel no guilt for demanding respect, as I said, and cutting energies out of our life that would likely harm us, as the Queen of Swords does. We're only getting better at those things. And for some of us, it's there's a message here, some Cancers, that it is exercising those qualities and traits in ourselves, cutting away untrue energies that lead us to finding a partner that matches us, that wants the same things that we want, the same type of honesty, the same type of relationship maybe, etc., or the same type of business if it's a business partnership that we're talking about. I see a romantic partnership, a significant romantic partnership, when the king and queen of the same suit show up, though, normally. But it's for so many people, it could go so many ways. So the potential blockage of the 9 of Swords quickly is, all too often we allow fears, sometimes imagined fears, to prevent us from leading a happy, productive, and fulfilling life. We limit our potential because we imagine we will be laughed at. We do not express our thoughts and feelings because we fear what others will do or think of us if we are honest. We imagine failure, and so we may simply not try. The 9 of air represents the opportunity to use our imagination to banish our imagined fears. To use our imagination to banish our imagined fears. You may have a fear of heights, even if you have not fallen in reality, because you have imagined falling. Or you may choose not to take an opportunity and try because you have imagined failure. Likewise, you may reject a potential relationship because you imagine it not working. But just as you imagine your worst fears, you can also imagine success. When you find your imagination taking you down a negative pathway, you can choose to take control of your dreams instead. It is in your power to shift and change all that you imagine. When you see failure, change it to success. When you imagine an ending, instead see a beginning. When you fall, learn how to fly. It is your imagination. It is yours to control, to manipulate, and create. Imagine your fears away. I love that. I'm going to make sure to highlight through that potential blockage. I don't think I've ever read the potential blockage of that card in all the months I've had this deck. Imagine your fears away. That's great. So it may be that, as I was talking about cutting out negative energies that would serve to harm you, it may be that those are portions of yourself that you're needing to cut out this month, or consider beginning to cut away at this month. The 2 of Wands, which we failed to comb over, is also does speak to a fear of success. So it also, there's also a message here that fear of success that you're wanting to conquer, certainly in October, if not in September, with this being your future card, is not going to help with the healing process that we were talking about, still moving through either, Cancers. And when I say that the negative or harmful energies that may need to be cut away may be parts of ourselves, I am specifically talking to those Cancers who identify with this 8 of Swords being themselves. If that's your own victim mentality, if you hold the secrets to freeing yourself from that fear of success or whatever other situation you're experiencing as a problem at this time, and so that represents you, then certainly maybe the reading may be saying that it's parts of us that we need to cut away, negative thought patterns, as the Nine of Swords was speaking of. It's the Nine of Air, actually. Okay, so I will have to leave us there, Cancers. This reading's a little over already. I did want to remember to say a couple things to you here. If you are taking anything away from this reading, if it resonated at all, do please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And all of your interaction with the channel is so very appreciated. Your comments, your shares, when you message me, thank you so much. And to those of you who have supported the channel through donations and by purchasing readings, thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this possible. Lunarticks Tarot is dependent on those things, so thank you so much. And if you are interested in a personal reading, check out the description of this video down below. You'll find all of my services there, and my email is lunartickstarot@gmail.com. If you need a free personal reading, all you need to do is send your request to that email address. And just know that there is currently a 4-week wait time for those free readings. Good alternatives are the $10 quick fix or the 24-hour rushed readings. So check those out below. Or if you need more free content now that's already ready, I do have a Virgo season reading out for the collective already. You may check that out. That's for specifically geared toward people, individuals who feel they are living in the future in some way, constantly caught up in plans for the future, trying to escape their present situation to hurry up and get to their future. Maybe there's something they're excited for, things of that nature. So that may speak to you if you would like to check that out. And otherwise, I'll have that linked in the description box for you below as well, along with all of the decks that I used in the reading. But otherwise, I love you very much, Cancers, and I will post another tarot fix for you just as soon as I can.